The AZ Technology SRI 1000 instrument represents advanced portable instrumentation for determining thermal emittance as per ASTM E408 and solar absorptance at air mass 1.5 as per ASTM C1549 for use in calculation of the solar reflectance index using ASTM E1980. It is compact, lightweight, rugged, and ergonomically designed for ease of use in the field or in the laboratory. AZ Technology personnel have a long history of experience in surface optical measurement and portable instruments. Consequently, the design of the SRI 1000 incorporates the desired features and eliminates some of the problem features that have been experienced over the years in other portable instruments. Warm-up time and stability are improved, as is the ability to measure various geometrically contoured surfaces. This video describes the operation of the SRI 1000 and a description of the SRI 1000 system. The SRI 1000 is extremely easy to operate. IR reflectance, IR emittance, or solar absorptance display modes may be chosen. Samples may be placed on the measurement aperture, or the instrument head may be positioned such that the aperture is held firmly against the measurement surface. Receiving your instrument. When you receive your SRI 1000 instrument, all necessary equipment will be included as shown here. Satchel, which will be laid on top of the Pelican case. The remainder of the instrument will be included within the Pelican case. This case can be used for storage as well as shipping, but we recommend shipping in an outer box as well. Inside the case, you will find the measurement head, the control display box, reference samples, DB25 cable, the battery charger, 2 rechargeable batteries, the AC adapter, and the RS-232 cable. SRI 1000 operation. Physical setup. When used in the lab, the SRI 1000 can be plugged into a standard 120 volt AC outlet using the AC adapter. The power supply will accept an input of 100 to 240 volts AC, 50 to 60 hertz, and the head can be placed with the measurement port up for easy placement of samples. SRI 1000 front panel functions and operation. Front panel switches provide for mode selection, relative mode calibration, and selection of format of the output data. 4 membrane switches are provided to adjust operation. Upon power up, the SRI 1000 is in IR absolute mode. You will hear a clicking sound every 2 to 3 seconds. If you do not, press and release the trigger on the handle grip of the measurement head. If the clicking sound does not commence, contact AZ Technology. IR relative mode. IR relative mode can be used to obtain total hemispherical thermal emittance. Instruments should be warmed up by running it in IR absolute mode until the head temperature stabilizes, typically 15 to 25 minutes. Warm up is required due to the fact that thermal emittance is temperature dependent. Instrument needs to be calibrated using the supplied gold and black calibration samples after warm up. Calibration should be done daily if in an environment that is fairly stable in both temperature and humidity. If the instrument is moved to a new location that differs significantly in temperature and/or humidity, it should be recalibrated. Calibration pucks have unique calibration values. Yours may vary from the above examples. Calibration steps. Steps 1 through 4. Calibration of the SRI 1000 is a simple procedure and takes only a few minutes. Step 1. Unscrew protective caps from the gold and black calibration samples. These should be handled with extreme care. Only grasp sides, never touch surface. Step 2. Place the gold sample gold side down, centered on the measurement port. Carefully place the black sample black side down, elsewhere on the measurement head. Step 3. Allow 1 minute for the surface of the calibration samples to reach the same temperature as the measurement head. Step 4. Each of these calibration samples has an RTH value, total hemispherical, written on its label. For obtaining total hemispherical thermal emittance, use this value in the following instructions. Calibration steps. Steps 5 through 8. Press the calibration button, marked Cal, on the mode key on the control display unit to begin the calibration sequence. Once pressed, the calibration sequence must be completed. The control display should show the Cal high value. If this value does not match the RTH value on the calibration sample label, the value can be changed up or down. Changing the value is done by simply pressing the up or down on the calibration key. A long press release moves the second digit. A short press release moves the third digit. Once the value for Cal high is acceptable, press the Cal button a second time. By pressing the Cal button the second time, the instrument will proceed to measure the gold calibration sample. The measurement of the gold side is complete when the control display unit displays the Cal low value. Do not disturb the calibration sample until the display changes to the Cal low value. At this point, remove the gold sample and carefully place it gold side down elsewhere on the measurement head. Place the black sample black side down, centered on the measurement port. Make sure the displayed Cal low value is the same as the RTH value written on the black calibration sample. If this value does not match the value labeled on the puck container, the value can be changed up or down. Once the value for Cal low is acceptable, press the Cal button for a third time. By pressing the Cal button the third time, the instrument will proceed to measure the black side calibration sample. The measurement of the black sample is complete when the control display unit shows R equals. After the calibration sequence is completed, the SRI 1000 will begin taking measurements in the IR relative reflectance mode. Step 7. It is good practice to observe the displayed values for the black sample at this point to be sure they vary about the appropriate value. Let it settle for a minute. One should also replace the gold calibration sample and see if the same is true for the gold. If the measured values seem to be varying around a value that is not within a few points of the appropriate values, one may wish to repeat the calibration process. Step 8. Once calibrated, replace the screw caps on the calibration samples and store appropriately. Solar absorptance mode. Note 1. The unit should not be left running in solar mode measurement state for a prolonged period of time. The solar lamp is at the highest operating voltage in this state and will overheat the unit. Leaving the instrument in solar mode measurement state does not harm the instrument, but may compromise the readings. Note 2. When not being used, leave the SRI 1000 on waiting mode in IR, absolute, or relative mode. This will keep the instrument warm but not overheated. Note 3. Since IR measurements are temperature dependent, one should allow the instrument head to return to ambient temperature after use in solar mode prior to taking IR mode measurements. We recommend performing all of the IR measurements first and then allowing instrument to cool for a few minutes before performing solar absorptance measurements. Operating in solar mode. Besides the IR reflectance emittance modes of operation, the SRI 1000 can also be used to make solar absorptance or alpha measurements. Unlike with the IR measurements, for solar measurements, a warm-up of only 2 to 3 minutes from a cold start is sufficient. In order to operate the SRI 1000 in the solar absorptance mode, press the head trigger to place the unit in waiting mode and then press the alpha button on the control display unit. After pressing the alpha button, both displays on the control display unit and the head unit will display waiting. In the upper right-hand corner of the control display unit will display solar mode absolute. To initiate taking measurements, press the trigger located on the handle once again. The trigger has two functions. When the trigger is pressed in the wait state, indicated by the display of waiting, the instrument will switch to the measurement state and begin making solar absorptance measurements. The instrument then displays the alpha value. Wait for the readings to stabilize. When the trigger is pressed again, the display reading will be stored in data memory and the instrument will stop making solar measurements and enter the wait state. Measuring various types of materials. Measuring building materials. Building materials can sometimes be too heavy or have loose particulates. In these cases, it may be easier to utilize the versatility of the measurement head. After calibration, ensure the measurement port is covered at all times. We recommend using the cap of the calibration puck samples. When you're ready to measure, remove the puck covering the aperture port. Ensure the sample to be measured is lying on a flat, sturdy surface. Carefully pick up the instrument head, turn it upside down, such that the aperture port will set directly on top of the sample, making sure the head is firmly placed on the sample. With the measurement head in this position, you will be able to see the measurement readings on the measurement head as well as on the control display unit. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact AZ Technology. Please contact AZ Technology prior to selling or disposing of this instrument. Thank you.